Hello teacher friends, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk to you about my top 10 digital interactive notebook activities. Let's dive in. One of my favorite things to do is drag and drop activities. Now I've created this one, yes, it's for kindergarten or maybe first grade, but this can be used, these drag and drop activities can be used at any level. So what you want to make sure you do is create your background, anything you don't want the students to be moving. You want to create that in your master view. So go to view, go to master, and what I like to do is I like to make a copy of the first slide in my master view. Then I would get rid of all of these elements. Then I'm just going to go search the internet, change the background to what it is that I want. In this case, it was rolling hills. So once you find the image that you like, you're going to go ahead and put it into your digital interactive notebook. If you're not sure how to create these digital interactive notebooks, I'll go ahead and link the video above in the cards and down below in the description, and you can watch that video on how to create the digital interactive notebook. So once I have the tree and my scene that I want, then I come over here to view, and this little drop down arrow, I can then choose that background image. And then I just need to add on top my basket and my apples, and I can do that by just inserting photos and searching the web. The key here is all the things that you want to be moved, you want to have those on the edit section. So in this view, not in the master view. And the students are going to drag them into the basket and count them. But if you notice, this is key right here, my apples are on the outside of the basket. That's because of the layering. So I want my basket to be in the very top, and I would want my apples to be behind that. So I'm going to click on my basket, go to Arrange, Order, and bring it to the front. Now when I drag my apples, they will appear to be behind or inside. Oops, I just moved the basket. But they'll appear to be inside the basket instead of in front of the basket. The next activity is a fill in the blank. I created this background in master view, and then the students, you can add the text boxes for the students if you would like and already have them there, or just show the students if they're older how to do that. And then they would just type their answer here. The next thing that I enjoy doing is these card sorts. They're like the pocket charts, but they're really neat because you're going to have them, the students are going to have them in their notebook. You know, when they're in classroom, they get hidden in those little pockets and you can't see all the answers. So this is really convenient. So again, the always, sometimes, never portion I created in the master view. And then all I did was list the things they were going to sort. This is for a high school class. Just typed it out on a slide, and then I just cropped it into little pieces, but they're not very neat. So I'm gonna left click, hold this down, highlight all of my words here, arrange, align to the left, and I want them to be spread out a little bit neater. So arrange, distribute, and I'm going to distribute them vertically. Now they're nice and neat, spaced out, and the students can come in and place them in the right section. The next thing I think is really great is using Venn diagrams. So I've created this Venn diagram in the master view. I'm going to show you quickly how it's done. All I did was I went and I inserted a circle, made my big oval, and then I pressed Control D to duplicate it, overlap them with one highlighted, go to my fill bucket, change the color, and I'm also going to go back to that fill bucket. I want to go to Custom because I want to change the transparency. Bring it down to about half. Click on the other one, choose your other color, And there you have your Venn diagram. So with this Venn diagram, I went ahead and I'm going to have the students sorting triangles and red shapes. And then I've just created all these shapes, and they would go through and they would sort them into the right category. Right now I'm doing some math, but in just a moment I'll be showing you some English ideas as well. So this is how I use digital Post-it notes. I found this worksheet. It's meant to be printed, but I just cropped it and I pasted it into my interactive notebook. It's by Christy Comer on Teacher Pay Teachers, Lemons, and Literacy. And then all of her pieces that you had to cut, I just cropped them and I attached them to Post-its, and then the students can drag them into the right spot. Note that it is attached to the Post-it note, and that is because I have it grouped. If I go to Arrange, I can ungroup them, but then just the top one moves, and I kind of like the whole thing moving all together, so I'm going to leave them grouped together. So highlight them, arrange, and group. So there's a Post-it note activity. Here I can have the students graph a line. As promised, we've gotten to some English topics. So here we have, you've seen the hamburger. The cool thing about doing a digital interactive notebook is you can make it colorful and fun and bright and vibrant and just very appealing. So I went ahead and followed the hamburger. You got your topic sentence, your detail 1, detail 2, 3, and then your concluding statements. And the students can just type right here in these boxes and outline their writing assignment. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes this whole hamburger thing is a little bit much, and I go back very simple, very basic. The way I was taught is you have your intro statement. This is a story about Bing Bang Bongo. Then we have Bing. You introduce Bing, introduce Bang, introduce Bongo. Conclusion, this was a story all about Bing Bang Bongo. This is very basic. Just enter these 3 shapes, put your intro, conclusion, and then have the students just type in and fill it out off to the side. One of my favorite things to have students do is just brain dump. Dump all the information, everything that they know about a topic or maybe something we've been learning or everything they learned before spring break, things like that, right? Dump it all onto the paper and you start getting all those ideas out and fleshing them out. I think this is a great place. Students can just start typing it in here. Now be sure to stick around because just in a moment, I'm going to be showing you my favorite activity. So here, if you want to have students annotate text, I inserted a square and I made it yellow. And then like earlier, I just dropped the transparency. So it looks like a highlight. So if I was to do this and drag it over, so I can have students highlight. I've got a line here, they can underline, they can circle words. If you want to make multiples of these, highlight it, press Ctrl D, and then left click and highlight them all. Arrange, align left, and then I'm going to bring them all to the top. So now you don't even see them, but there's 5 of them there, and the students can drag and use as many as they need. You can create more than that. So I like to have the students highlight text that they agree with. They can underline authors' claims or relevant information that they read, and to circle key terms or essential words that they're going to need to know. Having a digital interactive notebook is a great way to embed videos. In the paper versions, you can't put videos, right? And the really nice thing is, if you right-click it, go to Format Options, you can have it start at a certain time. So if you don't want the students to watch the full beginning, change it to start at 1 minute. And then when they play it, it's going to start at the 1 minute mark instead of the very beginning. If you want it to end at a certain time, you can change that here as well. Now, as promised, my absolute favorite thing, I think this is so much fun, and I even use this in my high school class with my students, is to do their vocabulary. I do worksheets with the hidden answer, and all they do is drag the magnifying glass. So what's the definition of an atom? Drag your magnifying glass over here, and it reveals the answer. Now the trick here is again with the layering. So what I do is I have my red box and I put the answer also in red, so it disappears. The trick is to get a magnifying glass, or for my high school students, I don't always use the magnifying glass, I just use a white rectangle. So it can't be transparent, the magnifying glass. And you want to layer it so that the words are on top of the magnifying glass. So behind the magnifying glass would be your red box. Then you have your magnifying glass layer. And then in front of or on top of the magnifying glass is going to be your words. So it's all in the layering. So teacher friends, what did you think about the 10 activities for your digital interactive notebooks? Do you have any suggestions for me? Anything that I should add to my digital interactive notebooks? Hope you found this helpful, gave you some ideas, sparked your imagination. If you're looking to increase your creativity and your designing, why don't you go ahead and check out this video about Canva and all the basics that you need to get started with Canva. Remember, step out, be uniquely wonderful you, and have a great day.